If you're trying to improve your score in IELTS speaking, then this video interview is for you. Hello, it's Keith from English Speaking Success and the website Keith Speaking Academy, here to help you develop your speaking skills in a fun and professional way. Today, I have another IELTS Speaking Success story. It's an interview with one of my students from the Gold course, Giang, and he is from Vietnam, and he got a Band 8 in his IELTS Speaking just last month. Now, it's a really interesting interview. We talk about his journey towards reaching a Band 8. Originally, a few years ago, he got 6.5. And we talk how he's developed his English speaking skills. He prepared for IELTS specifically for 5 months doing IELTS preparation. But previously, he obviously has spent years working on his overall level of English. And that's a common theme that comes throughout this interview. He watches YouTube videos, he watches TV. He joined my Gold course recently, and he's used that as a way to not only prepare for IELTS, but develop his overall speaking skills. The great thing about the Gold course, of course, is that once you join, you get lifetime access. So even after the test, students come back and can carry on studying, can join the live lessons, can participate in the breakout rooms if they want to carry on practicing and taking their English level even higher. So let's have a look at this interview. It's with Giang. Let's look at his story towards getting a Band 8. I think this will be an inspiration, not only for students in Vietnam, but for students around the world who are trying to improve their IELTS speaking score. Let's jump straight in. Hello, hi, Giang. How are you?
Hi, Keith. I'm great. Nice to see you.
Same here. I'm so pleased to see you here. It's great. I'm really pleased to have this opportunity to interview you. So I would just like to ask you, first of all, maybe introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, what you do.
All right. So my name is Giang, and I'm from Vietnam. Currently I'm 22 years old, and I'm in my last year of university. My major is business administration, but I actually want to be an English teacher, which is why I took the IELTS test. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Why do you want to be an English teacher?
Um, this is such an interesting story, like coming from me, because like the passion for teaching English has only sparked during this year May, like since this year May. Before that, I have never thought about like my future job, my career, those kind of stuff. So um, it just came, and I have always loved English. So yeah.
Right. And so you took the IELTS test a few months ago, I think. How did it go?
Um, it was I couldn't do better. Like it went perfectly. I aced the listening test. Uh, I did my reading okay, but the scores was, I was pleased with the score, and I got 8 in speaking, which is the section that I love the most. And yeah, and uh, uh speaking like Keith, your video played a huge role in my speaking process of becoming a better English speaker. So I'm internally grateful for that.
Wow, I'm very pleased to hear that. Thank you so much. That is very motivating for me as well. That's great. So you did very, very well in the listening. You did a great in the speaking with an 8. Just going back, I mean, in the months that you were preparing for IELTS, what kind of challenges did you face when preparing for IELTS?
So this might be a little bit out topic, but in my country, Vietnam, IELTS right now is extremely popular. Like everybody just want to take the test, get the score, either to get a job, hit a job, or advance to higher education, such as university, because in my country, the university are accepting IELTS as a substitute for English entrance exam. Um, with that said, I think people they are they're the, this might become a misconception of learning English because people only want to take the IELTS to get the score, not learning English. So therefore, like they are not learning English properly. They're just learning those structures, tips, all those kind of stuff, and it in the long run, it might ruin the score and their language ability, right?
Yeah, I agree entirely. I think that's a big problem for many students who are focused too much on the exam and not really developing their English skills above all. So how did you do it differently? How did you develop your English skills?
So, for listening and reading, like when I was a kid, I was exposed to American like culture. I used to watch a lot of Cartoon Network, Disney Channel from TV, all those fun American TV show, yeah, all that kind of stuff. And I was in tune with that. I love those. So all those like output in English, I absorbed those like continuously until now. So it just naturally, those skills just naturally like good for me. Writing and speaking, they are active skills, so you need to be prepared, you need to practice a lot. And I learn the most from YouTube. Yeah, especially from you in those speaking session. Yeah.
Right, fantastic. That's great. It's interesting. I mean, the watching Cartoon Network is a way. I guess it's the important role of your parents that give you that opportunity to watch Cartoon Network in English, and creating the environment for children growing up is very important as well. That's really good. And then the videos, and you, as well as the YouTube videos, you signed up for the Gold Course as well, which you followed some of that. How, I mean, if it did, how did the Gold Course help you?
Oh, it's comical to talk about this because I remember I couldn't use much vocabulary or your lex like your tips. Like I cannot like integrate those into a real test. But with all that said, like your course was extremely helpful. Like I know that a lot of people are struggle with self-learning and having limited access to good resources and teacher. So like your course is really useful because you give an example. You are being a good illustrator for people to follow. And I regard high quality output as one of the main priority for people to learn English because like most of the time when you learn a language, you need to consume a lot. And then when you have when your lexicon is your deep lexicon is full, like you have a bit of it, you can produce out more and more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Lexicon is a great word for students who don't know that word. It just means kind of vocabulary, right? It's a great word.
Yeah.
Lexicon. You're going to be a very good teacher, Yang, I can tell.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
like right now, like I work, I'm working as an English tutor, and
Okay.
things sometimes get tough. So I doubt myself a lot.
Yeah. No. I'm sure you'll be great. It is practice, like everything. I'm interested because you did highlight one of the key problems, I think, for many students is to get good quality uh, input of language to consume, but then the challenge of how you activate that. Um, so how did you activate all that language from the course?
So for me personally, like I believe in the best way for people to do anything is enjoying the process.
Right.
So I think you need to love the thing you want to produce first. Like for example, I love speaking English because I have an obsession of speaking like a native speaker. So every time I record myself, and I heard it back and it sounds unnatural, I just want to speak it again, like until it sounds as natural as I want. So to have the joy when you doing thing is vital. So I think having the love for the for those kind of stuff is key.
Nice, nice. And when it comes to practice, I mean, did you practice on your own? Did you have friends to practice with? Did you use the breakout rooms? How did you practice?
So there's for me there's two steps. The first step is to, like I said before, digesting like input, like keep consuming information. Extremely important to evaluate the information whether they are high quality or not. And then and when it comes to the step two, the producing process, you need to have a high quality evaluator, like a very high qualified teacher or a friend you just know that they are good at what they are doing. Then heard their comments, try to have self-reflection, and making change, adjust. Yeah, that's all I did. I have my own tutor too. She was the teacher that you know before like before I took the IELTS test. I worked part-time as a teaching assistant, so she was my teacher. I was her teaching assistant. Yeah.
No, that's interesting. That's great. Because on the course with the breakout rooms, there's a chance to practice, but there's no feedback. There's no teacher correcting you. So you've complemented that with your own kind of teacher one-on-one to give you feedback, to correct you. Yeah, it makes sense. I think it's balancing a lot of resources and opportunities to improve your English and use all of them, right? And for you now, I mean, you've done IELTS, you've got a Band 8 in speaking. For students who are maybe starting out on their journey and they're beginning to prepare for IELTS, what tips might you give them?
Yeah, like uh, I think I said this like a million times already, but you need to love the process. Like there's no way you gonna achieve greatness without like you know having the curiosity in what you're doing, because the test is a proficiency test. So they are evaluate the level, right? So in order to achieve the high level, you need to impress them. You need to just basically doing your job. You need to grind it out, right? So to have that mindset, you hard work pays off. So you need to do that. Yeah, just keep grinding, I guess.
Right, right. Yeah, great. And I remember in one of your posts in the Facebook group that there was a post and you were talking about the focus on communication rather than fancy vocabulary. Could you explain that a bit?
Oh yeah, um like it is related to what I said earlier about the situation in my country. Is that um some people they think that to get a high score, to be excellent expert in English, you need to speak fancily using words that are uncommon, right? Those words that we never heard about. But actually it's not. It's just communicating effectively, and most of the time you need to be natural, making your partner enjoying the conversation. I think that's what matter the most, and that will absolutely secure you a high score. Yeah, I'm just speaking from my own experience, because on the test I made so many mistakes. Yeah, but my examiner, she just laughed. She didn't even like say
the,
anything. Yeah.
the chances are you made fewer mistakes than you think. Often
Oh.
students are very self-critical when they do the test. But it's a really good point. I mean, examiners, it's one of the things about a band 8 and later a band 9 that's different from a band 7 is that the examiner has to feel they're having a natural conversation, making no effort, and almost speaking to a native speaker, almost, but not quite. And that's the difference, I think, between an 8 and a 7 for sure. In a band 7, sometimes the examiner feels they have to make an effort to understand and to communicate. And at the band 8, it's just natural communication, effortless communication. And that's the difference. And you're clearly well on that path to doing that. It's very easy to communicate with you.
Thank you so much. I have a long way to go. Like I'm an ambitious person, so
Great.
I'm still trying. I'm still trying.
So what are the next steps for you?
Um, I told you, right? I found in love with the test like accidentally, like so I'm absolutely gonna take it again. For sure, like want to get higher score. I love speaking the most, so I just trying to be a better English speaker every day, I guess. Like yeah, and better at English too, to teach people, help them get higher score. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great. As I said, I'm sure you'll do a great job. I think your enjoyment and enthusiasm is very visible. It's very clear to see. So that's great. That's great. Listen, Giang, we'll wind up here, but thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I wish you the very best in the future. And of course, let's stay in touch as you continue your journey.
Oh, thank you so much, Keith. I deeply appreciate for what you have done for the, I think like for the world, because your English video is a gem. Like I absolutely love your um idioms for emotion video. Like I put that video on repeat like every day. So I absolutely love that video.
Wow.
So
Great.
yeah,
That makes me very happy. Thank you.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Giang. Take care. We'll see you.
See you.
There you have it. I hope you found that useful and an inspiration to help you keep going towards your goals. If you want to find out more about the Gold course, then you can look at the link down below in the description. You can find out about the course. It has over 100 model answers and vocabulary practice videos so that you get that quality input that Giang was talking about, the natural spoken English. There are also, if you like to interact with other students, there's a private group. You can get the twice a month live lessons on there, interacting with me and other students. There's also online breakout practice rooms where you can practice speaking with other students around the world to really level up your communication skills. Better vocabulary, better communication, you're going to get a higher score in IELTS speaking. Check it out in the link below. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Giang, for sharing your journey. It's been really, really interesting. And I think will motivate a lot of people. And for all of you students out there, keep going. Don't lose hope. Be patient, but be consistent. Keep studying, practicing, reviewing, and you will make it. If you've liked this, do give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.